The Chicago Bears 2023-2024 schedule is here, and honestly, why not Chicago this season? A much easier schedule than last year, along with a much better roster and coaching staff for the Chicago Bears, and on top of it, minimum travel so the guys will not be too confused and will be able to be at home and be within their own arena. Third lowest miles traveled in the NFL this upcoming season. Ton of primetime games, including a lot of 325 games, along with a TBD on the last Green Bay game of the year, which will probably become a primetime game. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Grody. I am pumped about this schedule. I think Chicago is going to do great things within this schedule. It's going to start off a little bit rough, but they're going to get hot at the end and make the playoffs. I'm already putting it out there, so you already know what I'm going with here, and I'm going to break down why. Before we begin, please hit the like button on this video if you enjoy the content. It helps me out tremendously. Put your thoughts in the comment section below what you think about the schedule, and if you haven't already, and if you please could, hit the subscribe button. So let's just get into it. Let's go through this schedule. Week 1 will be at Soldier Field against the Green Bay Packers, a 325 game. Week 2 will be in Tampa Bay against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Week 3 will be at the Kansas City Chiefs, a 325 game as well. Week 4 will be against the Denver Broncos at noon. Week 5 will be against the Washington Commanders on Thursday Night Football. Week 6 will be against the Minnesota Vikings. Week 7 will be against the Las Vegas Raiders at home. Week 8 will be at the Los Angeles Chargers. Week 9 will be at the New Orleans Saints. Week 10 will be against the Carolina Panthers at home on Thursday Night Football. Week 11 will be at Detroit. Week 12 will be at Minnesota on Monday Night Football. Week 13 will be a bye week. I think that's huge. Week 14 will be Detroit at home. Week 15 will be at Cleveland. Week 16 on Christmas will be at home against the Arizona Cardinals. Week 17 will be at home against the Atlanta Falcons. And Week 18 will be at Green Bay. Time to be determined. Might be a primetime game. So let me go through my predictions real quick by week and just hear me out on it. Week 1 against the Green Bay Packers at home. I got the Chicago Bears winning this game. I'm not worried about Jordan Love. Our improved defense and offense can handle a Packers team that actually got a lot worse this offseason. Week 2 at Tampa Bay. I have the Bears going with the win, ending up 2-0 after this week. I said it was going to be a rough start. I'm about to start getting there. Tampa Bay lost everybody in a bag of chips. I think they will be rebuilding and want to lose that game as well. Bears are 2-0 after week 2. Week 3 at Kansas City. I have the Chicago Bears losing this game. I think that they're going to be 2-1 after this game, though it will be competitive. The defending Super Bowl champions still have a very talented roster and amazing head coach in Andy Reid, and it'll be tough to beat them at Kansas City. Week 4 at home against the Denver Broncos. I'm also going with a loss. Sean Payton and Russell Wilson are going to be a great pair in my opinion, and that roster is still pretty good, even though it was a bit of drama last season. The offense is going to be 100 times better for the Denver Broncos. Not saying the Chicago Bears won't be, but the Bears will not have the experience to keep up, and I have the Bears losing this game. Week 5 at the Washington Commanders on Thursday Night Football. I have the Chicago Bears walking out with a win at 3-2. Though the Washington Commanders are tough to play at on the road, the Bears will have the upper hand from a roster standpoint. Washington has no idea what they're doing with their starting quarterback, and our secondary alone will lock up whoever is tossing the ball. And we have an improved offensive line that will stop that Washington front, and our defensive line has only gotten better. Week number 6 against the Minnesota Vikings. I have the Chicago Bears also winning that game, going 4-2. Vikings will not be any better than they were last year. Bears got a ton better, and I don't think Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins can single-handedly beat us anymore. Week 7 at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. I have the Bears losing this game, ending up with a record of 4-3. Listen, I don't care what you say. The Raiders could be a scary team this upcoming season. The defense is not something you want to mess with, and Josh Jacobs in the backfield and a young defensive line we might get chopped up, unfortunately. Week 8 at the Los Angeles Chargers. I have the Chicago Bears winning, being 5-3 after that game. Bears will not lose back-to-backs again. The Los Angeles Chargers is a second-half team of the season anyway. They always barely make the playoffs. And with all the drama that they've had with their roster, along with, potentially getting rid of Khalil Mack and Austin Eckler with his all-injury situation, it's a mess over in LA. But guess what? Bears are 5-3 after week 8. Week 9 against the New Orleans Saints. I have the Chicago Bears losing this game at New Orleans. David Carr is going to do a lot for that Saints offense. I really think so. And they still have a super talented defense that we have to worry about. It's going to be close, but it's going to be a loss. 5-4 after week 9. Week number 10, Carolina comes to town on Thursday Night Football. I have the Chicago Bears winning, becoming 6-4 after that game. It's the DJ Moore revenge game, seeing how much we gave up for the #1 overall pick. Carolina is farther away now than they they were before getting rid of DJ Moore. They're going to be building, in my opinion. They're not closer with their new quarterback. And at home, I don't see us going back to 500 at all for the rest of the season. 6-4 after week 10. Week 11, going over to the other side of Lake Michigan to Detroit. The Chicago Bears are going to lose this game, which I don't want to say, but I think it's going to happen because Detroit is a very hard team to beat at home. Bears will be 6-5. They will not. The Lions will find a way to beat the Bears in this one. Dan Campbell doesn't lose a lot at home, and the Detroit defense is pretty darn scary at the moment. Week 12 at Minnesota on Monday Night Football. I have the Chicago Bears winning, advancing to 7-5. Kirk Cousins still stinks on Monday Night Football. Bears are a ton better, and they will not allow for back-to-back divisional losses. Week 13, a bye week I'm very excited about. It's later in the season with the Bears now sitting at 7-5 according to my predictions. Guys can rest up. Guys can look at film. Guys can get better, and they can make adjustments as needed. Coming out of the bye week, the Bears play Detroit at home in week 14, and I got the Bears winning, advancing to 8-5. Bears will figure out that Lions team. Will also be playing at the greatest stadium in the entire world. Not really, but I meant greatest fan base, but that stadium came out. I still love Soldier Field. Anyway, along with us being at home, later season elements for the Detroit Lions, who only play inside, a bunch of wimps in my opinion. Bears are 8-5 after week 14. Week 15 at Cleveland, I have the Chicago Bears losing, advancing to 8-6. When you think of cold weather in football, you think of Chicago, not the Cleveland Browns. Just putting that out there. But Cleveland will pull this one off, in my opinion. They have a very stacked offense, and I feel that Chicago will be in good enough shape in the standings still because the NFC North is wide open. They may be careful and play a lot more depth guys more rotationally and willing to take a loss in Cleveland. Week 16 on Christmas Eve at Chicago against the Arizona Cardinals. I have the Chicago Bears winning, advancing to 9-6. Cardinals are rebuilding. They won't play well in the cold anyway because they play in Arizona in a dome on top of it. Chicago Bears are 9-6 after week 16. Week 17 against the Atlanta Falcons, Ryan Pace's new team. I have the Chicago Bears absolutely winning that game. And Ryan Pace cannot beat Chicago. ATL also does not play well in the weather, and who knows what they're doing with that roster? I have no idea. 10-6 after week 17, feeling pretty good, entering Green Bay in week 18. Week 18 at Green Bay, time to be determined on that game. Probably will be a primetime game, especially if the Bears are potentially on the line to win the NFC North Championship, or they're just playing really well. I have the Chicago Bears winning, being 11-6. Bears are going to go 2-0 against Green Bay for the who knows what the last time that was, and they're going to keep on playing football while Green Bay sets up tea times. I have the Bears finishing 11-6. Call me crazy. I do not care. I think that this team is going to do a lot of things and shock a lot of people. Analysts are even saying the same things. This team will be better. We have a better team. I'm super excited about it. Going to do a much more in-depth analysis later, but wanted to get this guys out to you for now. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde. We'll see you guys next time.